Oh yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say before. So everybody's like, "Oh, Democrats are against the police. They're defunding the police." No, 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 no. I'm a Democrat. I'm over with Libertarian, but I vote Democrat because I think that's just kind of more logical. That's just not likely that a Libertarian would win at this point. But I do support the police. In fact, I've inquired about becoming an auxiliary police officer myself, but my county doesn't allow it. As I got a little older, I realized that they didn't let me in their club. They kicked me out of their club because they're like, "Oh, fucking Ollie, no. The last thing we want is him to be one of us because he didn't say the N word and the ganja. That's a big problem." So now they make an issue if you're a medical cannabis card with having a pistol permit. And I have a lot of things to do, and one of the other things I have to do now is go for the third time back to the sheriff and get my rifles back because my brother, having a felony, is not allowed to have firearms, and he did this crazy shit with sending the cops here, and they took my dad's rifles out of the house, and I have to go back and get them, and they're going to do the Brady test on me. They're going to interview me, and I may have to actually go apply for a firearms license. And it's just another thing that I have to deal with in a world that just seems so incredibly bizarre to me. Why there's such a complication with the Second Amendment. Honestly, like I get it. If you are in a situation where you feel like your life is in danger legitimately, and you have a small business and you're carrying valuables around you, in New York, it's very hard to get a pistol permit, especially in New York City. But the way I look at things nowadays, literally like 1, 2, 3, the cops could be here. And our community, our zone, it's set up in such a way where the 911 system, especially in New York, is pretty good. It's pretty good, but there are many instances that I've experienced on myself where a police officer was needed and it just didn't get there in time, and I had to deal with the thing myself, the situation myself. Luckily, I'm alive to tell the tale, but that's not a reliable system. So I think that's why a lot of people have these open carry laws in certain states, because it's sort of like, what are you going to do if somebody just, comes up, somebody's going to walk up and start shooting, a bullet goes through the window, what are you going to do? How are you going to defend yourself? But that's not the kind of society we should be living in. It's not a fucking war zone, man. If you're going to go hunt shit, use a goddamn fucking bow and arrow, for crying out loud. I mean, target practicing is one thing, but there's just too many guns. They're too easy to get. The kids have them. People who are unstable have them. And it's not a fucking toy. It's not a video game. And, we really need to vet our police officers. There was 6 that were just sent away for torturing somebody. We really need to vet people who have a uniform and a badge and a gun and the right to enforce the law, because guns are fucking scary. Guns are a game changer. And especially if they're not regulated, especially depleted uranium rounds or an AK-47 bullet, that will go right through this house and keep going. And we live in a culture where, people, I get it. If you're defending your property and your home, that's good. That's right. You should have, and then the stand your ground laws, I think if you're already retreated that much, like that, I have the right to defend myself. It's like this. Look, like there's 1, 2, 3, I think, and then you could shoot. But honestly, you'd only have a second to fuck somebody up if they come at you, right? But that's why I don't believe in violence, because I have PTSD like that. Like if somebody swings at me, I already fucked them up. That's why I prefer to walk away, because it's kind of like a hands-on thing. That's why I wanted to interview my friend War. He's got a Purple Heart. I just hope he's okay. I feel like we need to talk to our soldiers more about how to handle conflict and resolve it peacefully without using firearms. it's so extremely dangerous. There's so many innocent people being shot by police officers, and you know, a lot of times the police officers are overstressed, and they're reacting because they think the perp has a gun. You know, and it's, you know, it's a split second decision, and it's a very scary world that we live in with that. You know, people think that because they have a gun, they grew a big pair of balls all of a sudden, and yeah. So that's my thoughts on gun control. Not looking forward to having to go back and talk to the sheriff again about getting my dad's heirloom freaking rifles back, man. You know. But I do want to have a conversation with my brother because, you know, I mean, and you know, it's like not everybody who has a felony should be restricted from having a firearm or having a right to vote after a certain period of time, especially. You know, there's got to be a lot of reform with things. I understand that people are saying, oh, the Democrats are for this like bail reform. For certain things, bail reform is good. Because there's poor people, you get charged with an open container of beer. Next thing you know, you're sitting in jail. You know, and you know, it is kind of crazy how the more money you have, how you can buy your lawyers, and how corrupt the kind of justice system is. It is pretty crazy, and that's why America, we have to stop the businesses from putting politicians in offices that are making laws that are not in touch with the people. Thank you for listening.